Day 2, people. I'm so excited. And you know, if you had said to me, do you want to dance on Zoom, I would have gone, yeah, no, not happening. And you know, I've been putting the music on and it just feels right. So hope you guys are all dancing with me. Ben Harper today, Jack Johnson yesterday, and hi, Sheena. And so today is all about layering on yesterday's. So if you haven't seen yesterday's, hey my Zoe, if you haven't seen yesterday's, it's in the unit tab. Just gonna wait for a few of us to get the signal to come on in. Well, thank you, my love. Anyway, so today we are diving into our life in a full spectrum. So a bird's eye view, doing the little things that'll help elevate us. So I hope you're ready for that. I wanted to mention again that LaPont Bronson, that won the $100 gift card, decided to do something awesome. And he didn't want things, he wanted experiences. And that is what I'm all about. So he used his $100 towards learning piano, helping his online business. He's an engineer in Nigeria. Hi, Joanne. Great to see you, honey. So Joanne's going to dance with me. I know she is. Joanne's my dancing queen. So anyway, I really want you guys to sense that life is about experience. It's not about the things, okay? It's about the people. It's about the purpose, it's about the service. So let's get it going. Hi, Soraya. That's my great VA. So if you haven't met her yet, look in your DMs. They might be missing somewhere in there. So sometimes they're in this hidden box. I meant to make a loom for you yesterday, I will today. And you can see where that is. And I'll also give you Ben's Spotify list, and off we go. Let's get going. I respect everyone's time, and as people come on, or if they have to see the replay, so be it. Yes, so welcome. So excited to come back into day 2. I want to know how everyone did last night with shutting down the electronics, getting them out of their room, getting that sleep routine at least into some kind of pattern to recognize the awareness of how we unwind will set us up for our next day, right? So yesterday was a great foundation laid, and I would love to hear how all of you slept. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Kimberly. Oh, so good to see you guys. So yes, so right now I would love for you to write in the comments if you were able to take some of the electricity out of your room, like unplug things, or if you were able to charge your phone in another room, if you got a battery alarm clock by chance, because I know that different things are open, different hardware stores are open, so you can get those. And I forgot to mention to you yesterday too, I have a very good friend that had been doing this thing called the Quantum Health Science Summit for years. So he warned me about 5G probably about, I don't know, 7 years ago. And he tests everything. He's like this scientist. He's got everything going on in his house. I've been there. It's in Stouffville. And he tests all the electromagnetic frequencies from things, and he also tests the devices that proclaim to help you with it. So most of the ones that we bought for our phone, even if some of them look really great and they have sacred geometry and all this other stuff going on, it isn't really testing well. One of the only things he found for our phones per se at this point was called a toroid. So I'll show you what that looks like. This is a copper, it's a copper twine, and behind it is a ceramic plate. So when I put my phone, like I put this into my phone behind it, it draws the electromagnetic frequency away from my head or my hand or whatever, and then the ceramic plate stops it from bouncing back on me. So in essence, this isn't 100% either, but it's better than nothing, right? And then I also had gone around my house and put toroids on some of the very important things. So there's, when Tesla first discovered electricity throughout, and he was putting it in. He was doing it at 60 hertz. And very shortly after, he recognized that our bodies, our electrical frequency was 50. So he was really disturbed by this fact, and he said to the world, quick, change it, it's 50. We're gonna mess everybody up if it's at 60. And then Europe, as you know, is on a 50. And that's why we need those adapters when we go over there. North America was like, yeah, no, forget it. We've already done it. You know, too much work, too much problem. So they left it. So that's why our electrical systems mess with us so much. So then I got these Tolroys, and what happens is it doesn't change your device or how it works. What it does is it takes, as the electricity is coming through the cord, and as we talked about yesterday, it bounces out of the cord. It doesn't just stay contained in that cord. It just, enough of it stays contained in the cord that you won't get electrocuted. But what I've done is crimped some of the very important things at the top, put the Tolroy around it, and what happens is the electricity comes out of the wall, it goes through these copper wires, and it moves back down regulated at 50. So one of the most important things I think you should have a Tolroy for is your refrigerator, because your refrigerator is like a metal box of bouncing electricity, and that electricity is actually going through every single substance that you're putting in your mouth. So I know this all seems out there, but I have to tell you that just listening to this man, he has 12 podcasts. I'll put some links to some of them. And one of the really interesting ones that you would be amazed with is called Vastu Secrets. And his name is Brian Gangle. Anyway, Vastu is like feng shui on steroids. And this is what got me so excited. So I honestly love that stuff. Like, that stuff really gets me excited, and I have different things coming down the pipe right now that are aligned with that are so simple fixes for our life, enhance our entire being. So a little bit of that out of the way from yesterday. Now, what I'd like to go into right now is just a tiny bit of housekeeping, because we have another winner. So yesterday there was a lot of you posting for homework, and I totally appreciate that. And then I put everybody in a draw of who's been inviting and who's been doing their homework and who's been engaging, and then I pull out. So that what I pulled out yesterday was my accountability partner, which was awesome, from my other group, which is 2 friends of mine that are soul coaches, that if you have any interest in being aligned with a community of support that way, let me know. I'd be very happy to connect you. They have a free group that does all kinds of interesting stuff all through the year, intuition and you name it, allowing you to elevate together. So I'd be love to show you who those friends of mine are. But this lady, she's been working through the entire pandemic, and her name is Anne-Marie DeMarco, and I love her to death. She's a brilliant person, and I'm excited to gift her another prize that's very aligned with our soul coaching. It just goes into a tiny bit of a different direction with another beautiful soul named Jennifer Lyle. So as you recognize, I have a lot of awesome friends. One of my things that I love to do is cheerlead for other people's efforts. So always reach out to me if you need any help getting connected or whatever. I think that's one of my master skills, is my connection with people and my ability to figure out who needs what, and also to cheerlead for your efforts, what you're doing. So now I want to read this so that Anne-Marie knows what she's getting, and you guys, if you have any interest, let me know. I'm going to put the link in the pages so that you can look into it. So Jennifer Lyle, she says, we all have access to inner guidance. Do you know how to tap into your intuition? Do you trust it? In this comprehensive course, you'll learn the basics of intuition and how to develop it using 2 powerful I'll be all right, divine tools, a pendulum, and oracle cards from an intuitive business mentor and spiritual teacher, Jennifer Lyle. Jennifer takes her decades of teaching how to work with spiritual tools to provide you with an easy-to-follow, empowering toolkit. By the end of this course, you'll have a solid foundation for how to sense your intuition and start to get clear messages right away. Goodbye confusion, hello clarity. And I will post that in the group so that you can see. And congratulations, Anne-Marie. So now keep doing it, keep engaging, keep posting, keep telling me how you're doing. I really want to know, okay? Now, take out your playbook. Thank you, Adele, by the way. Adele Campbell, great artist. I was looking for other words. We're going to call this a play date instead of a workshop. And we're going to call the book a playbook instead of a workbook, because I wanted to take work out of the equation. So on day 2, you are going to see a wheel of wellness. Now that wheel of wellness has 8 different areas. And if you somewhat know anything about the chakra system, there's 7, but then they're like, as in I play with 8 a lot. So there's a root chakra, there's a sacral chakra, there's a solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. So a lot of times when I'm doing things like this, when I'm putting things together, I think about the chakras. I think it's so helpful in our lives to connect. And a lot of you that are technical and, like say, business people, you would relate to these even, because a lot of times the colors of these chakras, the sounds, the elements, they all are integrating into the play of your life. And you'll see what we mean as we get through. But for all intents and purposes, today we're not going in there. I just wanted to present it. Plant a seed, let it root, it'll grow. And as you join us in the group, we'll find out more and more about chakras if that interests you. So now, when you look at this wheel, you've got 8 different areas. These are different areas of our life. We've got fun and recreation. How many of you are taking advantage of fun and recreation? Like as in, so sometimes we get caught up in certain areas of our life, and whatever we focus on expands. So what I want you to recognize when you're going through this wheel is this is just a snapshot of you today. This does not mean that it is ongoing. We can shift and change things. And very much every time I've done this with someone that hasn't done it before especially, and hasn't been doing all the self-care, self-growth work, their wheel doesn't look anything like a wheel. So don't feel like you're an oddball. Okay, so fun and recreation is the first thing. So what I want you to do is you'll see those little dots. There's a 1 to 10. I want you to put a little arc on the space that you feel that your fun and recreation is at. So down close to the middle would be like, I don't do anything for fun and recreation. All I do is work, go to bed, and try to eat and survive. And that would be like down really low. And the other one would be like, I play every day with my kids. I have such a blast. We're doing this, that, and the other thing. I've got this planned and that planned, and I'm going on a hike, and I'm, all those things. So fun and recreation. Give yourself a mark. Now we're going to go over to nutrition. So a lot of times many people struggle with nutrition, me included. I constantly am listening to my body, listening to my inner guidance, knowing my expertise. And part of why I started this whole thing with Master Habits was around my nutrition. So decide if you're really beating yourself up with nutrition, you're going near the closer end of the wheel in towards the center. And if you are like this brilliant healthy eater, and healthy is perspective, right? Because some people think paleo is healthy, some people think keto is healthy, some people think vegan is healthy, some people, right? Whatever it is, as long as you're getting tons of vegetables, because I don't care what kind of eater you are, the vegetables is key. I want you to put that arc on the nutrition wheel. Now, relationships. This could be your significant other, it could be your children, it could be the people around you. It doesn't matter. It's the kindnesses and it's the people that you attract into your life that I want you to focus on here. And if you are having a challenging time, like say with your spouse, and you're feeling that that is foremost on your brain, then definitely gauge it that way and listen to yourself so that you can work on improving it. But in general, I'm saying, how are your relationships from 1 to 10? Now, your finances, especially in a time like this. I mean, I can't tell you, I pour my heart out to so many people with so many businesses that are being so challenged right now. And I also know that there are answers. So it's funny because I literally went to zero income because everything I did was one-to-one, one-to-many, right? And it was always person to person, and then COVID just stopped that. Like it was like, stop that. So now my entire expertise is online. Well, what a journey it is. And then at the same time, I came across different things like interesting things that I would have never thought of. Like one of my friends was doing this thing with Forex trading, and I don't want to learn how to Forex trade, but the artificial intelligence with the day traders, I decided to take a little leap, and I already pulled out my entire investment, and it's still growing. So it's like I have zero risk there. And so it was the first time in my life as a single mom that I could actually say I was diversifying my portfolio. It was like so great. But anyway, we're going to go into ways of changing these things. Right now, I just want you to put a mark on how you feel you are financially right now. Now, self-growth and self-care this is definitely part of it. Like as when you start to get into groups that help elevate you, that's self-care and self-growth. And again, we're going to go into other things, but besides this group, what else have you been doing to feel like you're fulfilling this area, right? And so you mark that off, and I can help push that out to like a 10 for you. So now job and career kind of meshes with finances, but not really, like as in sometimes, right? So, you know, a lot of the frontline workers, they've been working, a lot of the other people have been working. Do they love their jobs? Are they passionate about it? And a lot of them are. So then your job and career would be out by the edge. But if you're not, and you're just doing it because, oh my gosh, look it, I'm able to make an income, but your passion isn't there and you're feeling really defeated and you have a lot of stress and fatigue around it and things like that, then I want you to mark it accordingly, because you could do a side gig for a little while and see how it goes, and then you could start to wean yourself into your passion rather than staying in something that you just feel kind of secure in. It's a conversation, right? So it's a conversation, and it's a realization that it is a choice. So we want to just open up some possibilities, that's all. So job and career, put it in. Physical environment. This one is interesting because everyone's like, what's physical environment? Well, that's your bedroom, that's your house, that's your kitchen, that's your car, that's your purse, that's your, well, not the guys, but maybe man purse, who knows? So everything that is around you, if you have a lot of clutter, if you have dirty things, if you have too many things and you don't even know what you have, if you have like, just pure chaos, then you are not going to achieve what you want to achieve in that area. So for instance, nutrition. If we look at nutrition, sorry, I'm just going to look at the time. I'm doing all right. It's only 19 after. If we look at nutrition and you look at your kitchen and it's in disarray and it's a mess, and you open up the drawers and they're just chaos and you just don't want to go in there, do you think you're going to improve your nutrition? More than likely not, right? So little things that we can do to improve in that area are great. Now, the reason I say it's interesting is that in my years of coaching people, I noticed that no matter what their wheel was saying, if that area was low, that was our main focus first. Because when we cleaned up the clutter, when we made things feel like sanctuary, when we were able to really connect to our surroundings as an extension of ourselves, we were able to then start to elevate and graduate into these other areas. So on one of my groups, I did a course called 40 Days to a Shift in Consciousness. And I'd say 80% of those people chose that first. It was really interesting. And the befores and afters were interesting, and the feedback was interesting, and the connection with them later on and continuing is being really interesting. So I just love that. So mark your physical environment as it is right now. What's your fitness and health like? So, you know, there's a lot of people that are very happy, and meanwhile their fitness and health is on a downturn. So they're looking at themselves and they're saying, hey, I'm happy with myself, because they've come into a recognition stage that it's okay that they're carrying extra weight, or it's okay this and that. But the thing is, it's not about the aesthetics. It's about the function, and it's about really loving your body. So your organs, so one of the things that worries me when someone gets comfortable with being heavy is that your organs are being suffocated in there. So there's a visceral fat and there's a subcutaneous fat. You can't delineate how your body is going to hold fat. You just can't. And so then the fat that's internal, that's suffocating your organs, now your functions are being compromised. So, you know, someone with a lot of belly fat, often that's right away, I'm actually, truthfully, right away, I'm not thinking fitness, I'm thinking stress, because cortisol levels are high, and that's why the body ends up storing fat there. And then you have to recognize too that the fat that's closer to our heart is more of a threat to our health than the stuff that we're going to hold on our bottoms or our thighs, right? So when you're thinking about fitness and health, I want you to really just recognize that, yes, I want you to love you. I want you to love you as you are right now, cellulite, whatever. Like, as in, it does not matter. Like, as in, body image is a really overrated thing. But at the same time, I want you to think, am I providing for my body optimally so that I can live on this earth for this whole time in an elevated space, in elevated happiness and health? Because let's face it, no one wants to feel sluggish. No one wants to feel like they have to say no when things are happening. So my friend Peter Twist, he always talks about life shrinking and life expansion. So let's say, for instance, you hurt your knee and you aren't fit, and all of a sudden, you know, there's things coming up, like with your kids, with whatever, they want to go skiing, they want to do a hike, they want to, you know, all of a sudden your life has now shrunk. Like, your existence is shrinking. What I'm here to do is help you expand your experiences. It's time to like elevate and move out of the space of confinement. So this is where I want you to recognize fitness and health, not just as aesthetics, but very much synonymous with the passions that you can have in your life. Everything from travel eventually, because we're going to be traveling again, don't you worry, and you know, anything daily function needs you to be fit. Okay, so that's our 8. Now you've made these arcs. Look down at your wheel. What do you see? Probably looks whacked. Doesn't look anything like a wheel, and usually that is the case, because remember, whatever you're focusing on is expanding, but that means that everything else is not. Okay, so now if you could look at that wheel again, I want you to notice which part is faring the least, like the absolute least. Now, if you have ties with a few, I want you to decide which one you want to work on. Because the one thing we want to do is set ourselves up for success. We don't want to be like choosing a million things like people do, like New Year's Eve resolutions. I'm going to start working out, I'm eating better, I'm going to clean my house up, I've got to, no, that's not happening. We're going to focus on one thing. We're going to make a difference in that area. It's going to elevate us, and it's going to release some dopamine, and we're going to feel great about it, okay? So I want you to look at which area you want to change. And I also want you to write it in the homework thread when I post it after this live, okay? And then we need to reflect on, what are we going to do about that? How are we going to make a shift? What are we going to do? What little thing are we going to do daily to improve that area? So let's go through a few. Okay, so first, fun and recreation. I want you guys to post whatever, like right now I want it all firing out, ideas for fun and recreation. Just push it out there. I have a few. I'll share, okay? So the other day, I was at a friend's, and I've been with this friend, by the way, through all of COVID, so it was social distancing, but just so we're aware. I'm not a rebel of every cause. So we decided to have a little bonfire. Now, as long as you have a grid and you could cook on it, you're allowed to have a bonfire. This is what I found out. So here we are having this little bonfire. It was so cute. Like, it was not like the big bonfires I'm used to, but it was a cute bonfire. And I was thinking, you know, bonfires bring out such lovely, fun times, like storytelling, singing, jokes, you know, like connecting. It's just such a nice space. So if you have the ability where you live with your family, oh, Dion, do you know how much I miss you and love you? Just so you know. So anyway, we really forget that a bonfire is really that way of connecting. Like, if you think about a bonfire in the past, you know, think about people sitting around the bonfire having a blast. This is something you can bring back in your family and for your kids. It's a good tradition. So if you want to roast marshmallows or whatever the heck you want to do by your bonfire, but if someone is musical, bring out that guitar and get it going. Also, I'm a big proponent of game night. I think it's so fun. Now, it doesn't always bring out the best qualities in people. Don't get me wrong. We've had many a bit of a tiff, you know, as we go through it with the different personalities that are involved, but it really still connects you, and it's fun overall, and it really does show the people in your life that you care and that you want to spend time with them and that it's enriching. So this is what we're looking for fun and recreation. So then we also have, like, if you have smaller kids, there's some really interesting apps out there. One of my friends, Julie Vi, had told me about this chore app. So you remember what it was like to get that little gold star and everything? Well, what would happen with this chore app is that they had these certain things that they were responsible for. They get these little stickers, and they also, at the beginning, choose a reward for when things are in completion and things like that. So the rewards go back to, oh, I want to have a bonfire, or I'd like to go for a hike, or I want you to take me here, or whatever. And I'll list that app, because I can't remember the name of it right now, but I'll list it in the feed. So if you're interested in it with small kids, that's just another way of doing something fun and recreation, and you get your house cleaned or whatever. It's awesome. So then the other thing that I love right now with families, because everyone's got so creative during COVID, is like all the little competitions that are going on. And I'm not talking about the ones that risk your health, okay? Like no chubby bunny stuff or any of that. No. But like dance competitions and stuff like that. And if you have not, oh, Pamela, so great to see you. So if you have not connected to TikTok, that is some fun going on there, okay? So TikTok has all kinds of dance stuff going on, and I just love watching things like that. But better yet, I want to be the TikTok person. I'm trying to learn this right now, and I want to get on there and have some fun with it. But your kids, more than likely, know how to use TikTok. And if any of your kids know and they want to teach me, I'd really love that. So anyway, we got fun and recreation there. Oh, by the way, that could also be a job for them because truthfully, a lot of people need this knowledge. Okay, so now let's head over to nutrition. Some of the things that you could do to improve your nutrition if it's faring low, hi Heidi, is you could have that first thing in the morning, lemon, ginger if you want. You can also put a little bit of honey if you want. You could also put a little turmeric to reduce inflammation. Apple cider vinegar is a great way of helping the enzymes in the body. So those things, hey Patty, I was wondering where you were. Anyway, I think that any of those things to help you first thing in the morning, set the tone for the day, brilliant. Also, let's say you're not eating very many vegetables. Let's say you're not eating any vegetables, except for French fries or something. Did you guys see that post the other day? It said, potatoes are French fries, potato chips, and vodka. And then it said, it's like the other vegetables aren't even trying. I thought that was hilarious. Anyway, off topic, sorry. So if you're not eating any vegetables, I want you to be able to at least add one a day for the week. So you want to recognize that dark green leafy veg often adds the best bang for your buck. That's why you hear that over and over and over again. Dark green leafy veg, dark green. Bok choy is actually an excellent choice on the ANDI score, which is the Agricultural Nutrient Index, Density Index. Yeah, Whole Foods used to have that out, and I loved it. I know I saved it somewhere. I got to find it. But yes, bok choy is a really good choice. So you want to choose some nutrient-dense vegetables if you're not eating any, and also probably look into a good supplement because you really do need vitamins and nutrients. So 50 essential micronutrients you're needed in your body. That doesn't mean you're going to get them every day, but let's say you're stuck on the same pattern. And let's face it, truthfully, as a society, we only rotate through 10 meals. Think about the meals that you cook. Not if you're Patty, by the way, because Patty is an amazing cook. And anyway, if you took those 10 meals and placed it out and just decided how you could make some of them healthier, and line your plate with spinach or do any of that. Those are just little things that you could do to improve your nutrition. Our relationships. I'm going to say one thing about relationships because I'm going to say two. I'm going to say two, and they both fall into the self-care and self-growth as well. When I am in a relationship with someone, I don't care if you're my business associate, I don't care if you're my significant other, I don't care if you're my child. Now, bear in mind, I've had to work on the child-mother relationship thing, and I think we all have to work on that as parents because we often take out our frustrations on the people closest to us, which is really horrible. But what I aim to do in general is as soon as I'm thinking something and I'm about to put it out there, I think, is this kind? Is this truthful? And is it necessary? And that's how I live my life. Is it kind? Is it truthful? And is it necessary? So if you can't answer yes to those three questions, you just lock it away. Put it in the vault. Get it out, right? Do a burning ceremony, whatever you got to do, right? And let's say it doesn't feel kind, but you're not being malicious, it's just that you're being truthful, then you have to weigh out, if it's going to be beneficial in the end to allow that to come out. So that will help your relationships, that in itself. The other thing, and I will post it again with the link, on my website, masterhabits.com, I have a bunch of books that I highly recommend. One of the books, and it's under goodies page, just so you know, and it's not crowded, you'll see. But one of the books that I highly recommend is The 4 Agreements. Now, I live by the 4 Agreements. If Pam is on here still, Pam was at the session that we did with the author, Miguel Ruiz. This man is beautiful. he actually had a very interesting occurrence where he needed a new heart. And the day that we spent with him was after he had received this heart, and he received the heart from a 20-year-old woman. And it was all about heart opening. And it was so intense and so beautiful because he was speaking and he said, now I can embody the fact that, you know, masculine and feminine, it resides in him. And anyway, the 4 agreements are this. They're simple read. I live my life by it. It is always tell the truth. So if, you know, you're invited to something and you don't want to go, you don't say, oh, I don't feel well today, da, da, da. You know, someone goes, hey, how are you feeling? No, you don't do that. Sorry, going over, I gotta go quick here. So always tell the truth. And then don't take things personally. Wow, that one's hard, right? Because you always think it's coming at you. But the truth is that no matter what someone says, even if it's directed directly to you, it's not about you. It's that person's perception and their belief system, and they're just projecting. And you have to recognize that. And then don't make assumptions. That one's super fun. I'd love to tell you a story about it, but we don't have time. I've done it. It's an interesting thing to do with a group of people, and I'll tell you about it another time. And then always do your best. So if you're ill, obviously your best is what you can manage. But truthfully, if you're not ill, you give it. You give it what you got, right? Like as in, you do your best. Like, why show up? Pete's saying that I'm going to post an Instagram today at Master Habits. He says his key word for his thing is, oh my brain is hilarious. Give everything you got. What you don't give, you will lose forever. So it is a very intense but truthful thing. So that one, it goes to agree for relationships. It's also in self-growth. These are just some ideas, things to help you, okay? And then we've got finances. We have courses that we can take right now. I can link you with some amazing ones. I also am gifting every participant here a master strategy session with a beautiful expert, the financial doctor. So nevertheless, I'm happy to gift everyone this strategy session with her. She is so good at putting you together that way, and she can help you through this whole chaos that's going on right now. You can invest, you can diversify, you can do everything. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so now that's finance. Job and career. Right now, a lot of people are online pivoting. And like I said earlier, maybe you want a side gig. Okay, so these are little things that you can look into, and I can totally link you. I can totally link you. Reach out to me. I have got the connections. They're brilliant. Okay, now physical environment. Let's say it is your kitchen first. All I want you to do is take on one drawer a day, one cupboard a day, one part of your fridge a day, your freezer a day. That's all I want you to do. Little steps, okay? And when you look around and that kitchen is brilliant, then off you go. Hi, Michael, nice to see you. Okay, so now fitness and health. I mean, I have tons of stuff to help you there too. But honestly, what I did the past 2 weeks, which confused half the people on my site, sorry, especially Claire, sorry. I just spent 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes at 10:45 and 5 minutes at 1:45. I felt strong, I felt awesome. You want that layout? I'll send it to you. I got it, it's already done, it's yours. Okay, so there's that. And then self-growth and self-care. I can keep you going a while here, but I'm not going to. So let us just end here with 2 things for self-care and self-growth. 2 breathing exercises. That simple, that easy, that life-altering, I kid you not. One of them is used by the special ops. They are able to bring their parasympathetic into play. Now, if you don't know what that is, let me explain. We've got fight or flight. That's you as a Neanderthal running from an animal or to actually catch one for the people back home. And at some point you were like, oh, forget that, I'm going to gather berries, or oh good, I'm safe. And then you sat down with everyone by the bonfire and you relaxed. And then everything went into parasympathetic. And then your digestive system, everything de-stressed. Well, guess what? We are no longer Neanderthals, I hope. And that just made me giggle inside because something came to my mind, but I won't share that. But then at the same time, we are threatened a lot. It could be that we think we're going to lose our job all the time. We're in high competition. We've got like so much stress to get everything on social media and, you know, connect and da-da-da. Like as in, so we're always in fight or flight. And unfortunately, some of us sleep like that. Like that's not cool. Like as in, that's not cool. You can't sleep in fight or flight. And then again, everything is being compromised, right? Your digestive system, everything else, right? And then we've got, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, box breath. So we have to learn these techniques that are going to help us get into parasympathetic right away. So I'm going to sit down because it's not recommended to do this one, like standing. And I want you to just allow yourself to be long in your spine, feet planted on the ground. Close your eyes, and I want you to take this breath in for the count of 4. And if you don't have high blood pressure, suspend it for the count of 4. Let it out for the count of 4. And then suspend it again for the count of 4. Bring it in for the count of 4. Suspend it for the count of 4. Let it out for the count of 4. Suspend it for the count of 4. So literally 2 rounds of that. You should start to feel peaceful. Your mind goes into a better space. Your heart rate will slow down. Sometimes our blood pressure will regulate. It's incredible what can happen. And then I'm going to leave you with one last breath work that a friend from online, who I've only met online, who is going through a massively challenging time right now with the mental health of her son. And my heart goes out to her. And she does this angel breath. And it is beautiful. And it really prepares you for a day. So I want you to try this one out. This one, you could sit or you could stand. I'm just going to stand because you could probably see me better, okay? And I hope I do it well, okay? So you're going to exhale as you push out. You're going to push your chin down. You're going to open the heart and let the arms expand as you inhale. You're going to exhale again, squeeze the chin down towards the chest, and then you're going to bring the hands back into the heart center for a reflection of everything you're grateful for and you appreciate. So again, let's exhale out, inhale open, let it all in, all the goodness, exhale back. Inhale, open. And on that note, I thank you. I am grateful for all of you. And I hope that I can help you in some way elevate your life and move into a better existence. I look forward to tomorrow. And yeah, reach out. And don't forget contests and prizes and engagement. Talk to you soon.